what you want, when you want it, where you want it. This is The Mesh.
Welcome to episode 5, volume 3 of the Fantasy Formula, the number 1 ranked fantasy football podcast on all of iTunes. Download streaming from Turkey to Taylorsville, from Raleigh to Roadhus, from Vietnam to Valdez, and from Singapore to Sawmills. This little show that could is putting the courage in courageous, the pride in prideful, and the home in hometown. They said it couldn't happen, but ladies and gentlemen, I am here today, standing on this mountaintop alone. Oh yeah, I guess Addison's here up with me too. Holding this beacon of hope for all of the up-and-coming podcasts who think there's no light at the end of the tunnel. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to tell you that there is. Fantasy Formula fanatics, our starting lineup for the hottest fantasy football show in all of the land. EP extraordinaire, he's Chris Magic Hands Fry.
Yes.
Executive producer part deux, he's lightning quick with the editing stick. He's J Dynamite Johnson. Yeah. And after a 2-week hiatus, he's coming back from an embroidery seminar in Poughkeepsie, New York. He's back and ready to attack. He's Addison Houday Fox.
How we doing out there, peoples?
And last but not least, this man needs no introduction. We'll just call him the Hitman. We'll just call him Chad.
So, Chad.
Addison, how about that intro,
Dude,
Daddy?
let me tell you, man. What I'm really impressed about is you're standing on you're standing on a mountaintop, and you're still the same height as me, you short ass.
Oh,
God, but I'll tell you what, dude. That
There's
was
a zinger.
That intro was. If that doesn't get your blood going,
Exactly.
I mean, what does?
Your heart pumping.
You did that because you missed me. Chad, I'm looking across the table, deep into your eyes.
Oh, goodness.
Deep into your eyes, and letting the blood recirculate because you were turning a shade of red over there, yelling at the mic that I had not seen before. I hadn't seen before.
I
hadn't seen that since we played high school basketball when you were chasing me up and down the court going, God, Addison's so quick. I really had not seen that shade of red, but I was impressed.
Thanks, Ad.
I really was. I mean, you had a couple of stutters, but Chad. Props.
It's something to be impressed about, Addison. I mean, in your hiatus over the last 2 weeks, some big things have been happening over here at the Fantasy Formula.
Obviously,
yes.
I mean, you're literate now, and I am shocked.
It's unreal the success that we've been experiencing here.
Booming, baby.
You heard about the iTunes on the front page.
Let me tell them.
Go for it. Tell them, brother.
Ladies and gentlemen, Fantasyland, I'm about to stand up. No, I'm not. I'm gonna sit down. We have cleared a legendary mark here. Believe it or not, 2 years ago, I thought this would not have been attainable, Chad. Chad, did you think we'd have got here?
I always had a feeling that we'd be here.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to throw this number out to you. Okay? 10,000 downloads. Yes, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, I said it. 10,000 downloads. Howard Stern, here we come.
Coming after you, Howard Stern. If you guys haven't checked it out, go hit the iTunes front page podcast, scroll down.
Big time.
Middle of the place, Fantasy Football Podcast, that little show that could. The Fantasy Formula sitting there right there.
Where legends live, the front page of iTunes.
Absolutely.
That's it right there.
I noticed ESPN, couple spots down, CBS Sportsline.
Who?
Fox,
exactly.
somebody. What? Come on. Whatever. All right, Ad Rock. So it's an exciting time.
Let's do it.
Not all are we got football right dead ahead staring at us in 2 days.
2 days.
Thursday evening. We just got so many exciting things. Fantasy football beginning, kick off the NFL season. Addison, if you don't mind, I'm going to start us off with some breaking news. This just in. Ad Rock, check this out. Some crazy things happened in the last week. First and foremost, as you guys know, I'm a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, and some news out of Pittsburgh camp. Isaac Redmond will start for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, let's don't get it twisted up. Jonathan Dwyer got cut, so that's one one less guy in the backfield. However, you got Le'Veon Bell, who is supposed to be out 7 to 8 weeks. They're saying maybe he's back in
week two. I know, I couldn't believe that.
Week 2.
I mean, what kind of doctor did the doctor get let go too?
Great
From
question.
7 to 8 weeks to 2 weeks?
Week 2. I mean, either that dude's
Let's cut the doctor.
Miraculous healer or
He's
something
overpaid.
else shady is going on. But Le'Veon Bell, possibly week 2. And also, you got Felix Jones and that other guy that you used to love, LaRod Stevens-Howland.
Dude, he's my
Remember
boy. End of the year, he's going to be starting somewhere.
You've loved
It could
it
be
forever.
CFL, but he could be starting somewhere.
So anyway, take the Isaac Redman news with a grain of salt. He will be starting week 1, but that doesn't mean he's going to get the all of the carries. It could be Le'Veon Bell in week 2. All right, check this out, Addison. Texans wide receiver DeAndre Hopkins. He's the rookie first rounder. They're supposed to be lining up on the opposite side of Andre Johnson. Supposed to get a lot of carries this year. Had a concussion week 2 in preseason. He passed his concussion test and cleared to play in Monday night's game against the Chargers.
Like him.
He's gotten drafted in every draft I've done. He's always going around between round 8 and 10, so he's on people's fantasy teams. Y'all keep that in mind. Also, your boy Pierre Wee Garçon declared troublesome foot and toe issue is gone. He's 100%. Big news for RG3, which is the other big breaking news. RJ3
is cleared for week 1, ladies and gentlemen. I tell you what, I watched the 30, was it 30 for 30, RG3?
Yep. Uh-huh.
Great show.
I don't know
Y'all
if it was
seen
30
it?
for 30, but it was a show all about RG3.
Yeah, exactly.
It was
a
pretty awesome.
fantastic show. RG3, and I want to come in if the Dallas fan that sent him the coffee mug listen to the show, that was funny. Good call. That was a funny joke.
I don't think I saw that part.
Dude, that was a funny joke. They were sending him stuff, and the Dallas Cowboys fan sent him a coffee cup.
Yeah.
And it's like, this is the only time your lips will be on our butt or something. It had like Dallas Cowboys cup. It was funny as hell. And Robert Griff's like, do we really have to put this on there? It was hysterical.
Speaking of shows, and we've mentioned this the last 2 weeks in your absence at embroidery camp, but we talked about Hard Knocks. And then you're a Cincinnati Bengal fan. Have
That's
you
right.
been keeping up with this? Tonight, the last show is tonight. Have you been watching any of them?
Some bits and pieces. I get in between. Sometimes we have the Octonauts on or Chuggington. It depends if I get in like in between commercials. Like, click. Oh, and here he comes. G-Man's got to watch his tunes, man.
I understand. If you get a chance tonight, check it out. It's 10 p.m. HBO. It's the last one, so they're going to go over all the cuts, who made the team. It's riveting stuff, man, because I hate Cincinnati Bengals, and I'm actually kind of rooting for them after I watched this show. So,
what is wrong with you?
Pittsburgh fans and Bengals fans just don't get along.
I know. That's what I'm asking. What is wrong with you? God.
I know, it's very strange. But it's a great show, so check it out. All right, back to some football. Okay, we know Andre Brown, that was the running back for the Giants, broke his leg last week in the preseason game. They're saying he might come back week 10. Breaking your leg, come back in week 10.
No, it's not a ligament. It's a bone. He's done.
So let's say he's done. We'll listen to Dr. Addison. He says he's done. The Giants have contacted the agents of Kevin Smith. Remember the dude that played at the
couch potato.
The couch potato.
They're bringing him off the couch again.
Ryan Grant, the old running back for the Packers.
Well, he's not old. I mean, it was just last year.
He seems old, though. I don't know. Maybe because he just
actually, dude, he's only in the league like 4 or 5 years.
Running backs don't stay in there long, but agents have contacted both Kevin Smith and Ryan Grant to help back up David Wilson. Let's see if that happens. Good gosh, David Wilson. Giants fans better hope he stays healthy. With Kevin Smith and Ryan Grant.
Well, no, Kevin Smith, when he came the first couple games, look, he was productive. He was productive the first couple games when he came out.
Right.
First couple. Exactly.
Games. Yeah.
Then he went to hell in a handbasket.
Absolutely. All right, check this out. This is interesting, too. The Zach Sudfeld guy, the dude at New England who's going to be replacing Gronkowski until he gets back, the coaches plan to play him 30 to 40 snaps against the Bills on Sunday. He's a rookie. Normally for the Patriots, they get about 70 snaps a game. Brady will take 70. They're planning on have Sudfeld in for probably 55 to 60% of the snaps. I kind of like him as a sleeper this Sunday, Addison. I just want to keep his name on everybody's lips.
They will work him. I guarantee they'll target him. Guarantee.
I completely agree. Look for him, and we'll talk about him a little bit later in our Fantasy 45, but look for him possibly. I'm seeing a touchdown in his future this week.
I'd say by week 32 or 3, he's going to have a touchdown.
Yeah,
look at their offense. I mean, have you seen the Patriots wide receiving core?
Yeah, it's
name 1 or 2, and then that one's like, who?
Yeah, you got Andre Dobson, you got Amendola, and this top sim. I don't even know
exactly. And they said no the receptions. They had the chart up the other day. They said the top two receivers. Actually, the number 1 receiver, Amendola. Mm-hmm. He has more receptions than all the other 4 combined.
Yeah, because
that's crazy.
It is pretty crazy. So that's why I think Sudfeld might get involved quickly. All right, next thing, Ryan Williams. Remember, he's the Arizona Cardinal running back.
Right.
He got drafted in the first round, I think 2 to 3 years ago. He's never been healthy. They are actually saying he is healthy and he will back up Mendenhall for the Cardinals. If Mendenhall stutters any or sputters any, let's say, and has a fumble or gets hurt a little bit, Ryan Williams can be put into the starting lineup. He didn't get drafted in any of my leagues, not a single league. Could be a sleeper to watch out for if that dude can't stay healthy either. But I'm saying
Mendenhall, do you say Mendenhall didn't get drafted?
No, Mendenhall got drafted.
Yeah,
Ryan Williams, his backup, did not get drafted. So if you were in desperate need for a running back, Ryan Williams could be out there. All right, you New York Jets fan, Geno Smith has got the go-ahead to start. What do you like? What do you think about that, Adam?
I don't know. I know that they've contacted. They brought in Brady Mighty Quinn this week. Honestly, it would not surprise me by week 2 if Brady Quinn started. Come on, think about it. I want you to think. I want Geno Smith. Gracious. The one play that's going to echo my mind is him taking the safety, running out, and taking a step up. What?
That was a difficult play to watch.
That's a high school bonehead play. Mm-hmm. And then you got Sanchez, who probably has a better completion percentage to the other team than his own team. Yeah. So you're bringing in the Mighty Quinn, who actually had a little spark. What, in the middle of last year, a year and a half ago?
You mean at Notre Dame about 5 years ago?
Yeah, okay, sure. You know, look, he made the cover GQ. That's
his claim to fame.
That's okay.
Claim to fame.
But week 2, I guarantee you, I'll mark it down. No, week 3, Brady Quinn will be starting for the New York Jets. Week 3, mark it down.
All right, fantasy fanatics, you heard that. Brady Quinn, per Addison Fox, says
good,
he was
the bad, and the pretty boy.
Jets fans are just cringing right now. If Brady Quinn ends up starting for the Jets, dude, they win probably 1 game all year. So let's just leave it at that. On fantasy-wise, New York Jets, you don't even want to have to own one. Speaking of the Jets, Antonio Holmes is cleared to play. He'll be a starting wide receiver for the Jets.
They're going to take him on the field, take his walker away from him.
Yeah. He's old and
he's
tired.
decrepit. Yeah, coming off the injury,
This is some real cool stuff here, Addison, because a lot of these Denver Broncos were drafted. Ronnie Hillman set to start Thursday. However, it has been declared it will be a running back by committee. Monte Ball, Ronnie Hillman, and Noshawn Marino will be serving as running backs.
That is a squad.
They said they're going to go in this hurry up, kind of like how Peyton likes to play. So one running back might rush the ball or catch a ball. Immediately he goes out. The next one's already in the huddle, ready for the next play. It's going to be quick.
I think the AFC is going to go through Denver.
Yeah, I like Denver this year too. Yeah. Next big update here. Victor Cruz finally back at full speed from his foot injury early preseason. They said he's running at 100%. That's good for Giants fans. I think they gotta have Victor Cruz this year. There's no doubt about it. 2 more quick things before we hit the Fantasy 45, the fastest 45 seconds in fantasy football. Ahmad Bradshaw expected to be the starter. However, he has been working with the second team all preseason because he's been a little banged up. Vic Ballard has taken all the first team snaps up until yesterday. Ahmad still says he can start this weekend, but if Vic Ballard's taking every snap, maybe they let him start the season to see if Ahmad is really healthy.
Vic Ballard put up some decent numbers. I mean, for that type of offense. Yeah. And, I mean, he was a late-round pickup. I mean, if he was out there, I mean, you didn't know if Ahmad Bradshaw was going to play because there was some questions with health. I'm liking Vic Ballard up to week 2, 3. So, I mean, there's some points there.
Absolutely. And he's on a lot of people's waiver wire. So, if you can get Vic Ballard, just maybe stash him. Just stash him just in case Ahmad is not healthy to go. And then the last one, actually 2 more that I wanted to say. Robert Meacham, who really cares, but I just thought it was funny. Cut from the Chargers, signed with the Saints today. Signed with the Saints today, Addison. So his old team, like Drew Brees, didn't have enough weapons. Now he's Robert Meacham, now another deep threat. If the guy can't stay on the team. He got a ton of money for the Chargers. They took a $5 million cut and still cut him. Knowing if they cut him, they're going to take a $5 million hit. They still cut him.
Dude, how bad do you have to be to say, you know what? We just don't want you.
We'll give you $5 million for you to leave. Lost. Yeah, exactly. Talking about somebody else that's not good, Terrell Pryor will start for the Raiders over Matt Flynn.
Denarius Moore's going to have the best year ever.
You better hope so. You picked Denarius Moore in the 5th round. Just a bit early.
Oh, hold on now.
All right, while you're looking for that, y'all, Terrell Pryor, he's the rookie or the second-year guy from Ohio State, replacing Matt Flynn, who was projected to be the starter. That's 2 years in a row now. Matt Flynn last year replaced replaced by Russell Wilson. This year, replaced by Terrell Pryor. Oakland is a dumpster fire. Please avoid all Oakland Raiders if you can. Addison would go against that because he loves this Denarius Moore fellow. Addison drafted him in the 5th round. Addison, we'll see how he does.
God, I hate you.
You got your team up yet? So
I'm pulling it up, man. You keep on your little...
keep on going with that. And
break
Addison,
out a little montage monologue you got over there. And I'll
all of my good stuff
We're antiquated, dude. We're antiquated. We're still doing analog down here, okay? Just calm down.
Addison, that's going to wrap up while you're viewing for your Denarius Moore pick. That's going to wrap up the breaking news segment of the Fantasy Formula. Next, we're going to roll right into the Fantasy 45, the fastest 45 seconds of fantasy football. Addison, what we do in this segment is we talk about the matchups, the lines from Las Vegas, and how we apply to fantasy football. So here you go. Are you ready? Are you ready, Addison?
7.
Round 7?
Round.
That's still way early. I got him in round 14. Okay, here we go. Fantasy 45, buddy. So we're going to uncover all the fantasy gems for all of your fantasy teams here in 3, 2, 1. We're off. First game, Addison. It is Baltimore at the Denver Broncos. This is the Thursday night game, 8:30. This kicks off all the NFL magic.
The matchup, baby.
Weekend.
The rematch.
The rematch
That's
of
right.
the
That's
NFC,
right.
or the AFC playoff game last year. Addison, right now, the number is at Denver minus 7.5, total 49. What you think about this first game?
Dude,
here?
I'm loving Denver this game. Denver, like I told you before, the AFC is going through Denver. There's too many question marks with Baltimore. Their defense has looked decent in the preseason, but again, it's preseason. Denver, Peyton Manning enough said, but his receiving core and what you said about earlier with the committee by running back, they're going to throw left, right, right, body cut, uppercut, body blow. They're going to destroy Baltimore.
So you like them minus the 8?
Oh, yes, most definitely.
All right, you heard it here. Addison likes Denver. And, I kind of lean to Denver as well. I really like the over, the total here, the 48 points. I'm just like what Addison said. I think that they're going to throw the ball all over the field. Addison, if you could take one Denver Bronco fantasy-wise this year, one Denver Bronco wide receiver in this game, Wes Welker, Demaryius Thomas, or Eric Decker, which one would it be?
I like Eric Decker.
Eric Decker, Addison's pick. I'm leaning a little bit of Demaryius Thomas. I think he gets a couple deep. Also, on the Baltimore side of offense, you've got Ray Rice. He's the workhorse for Baltimore. Look for him to catch a few balls out of the backfield and possibly rush for over 100 yards with a banged-up Denver defensive line. I also like Denver, as Addison does, with a lean, but I really like over the total. Next up, let's fly to Buffalo Bill Town, where the Buffalo Bills host the New England Patriots. Addison, right now, Las Vegas got New England sitting at a 9.5-point favorite. It's opened at 7. It's already been bet up to 9.5. Some places 10. Over under sitting kind of constant here at 52. What are you feeling here in this matchup?
I tell you what, I think New England is a shell of what they used to be. I think the hype is still there, but honestly, I think this is going to be C.J. Spiller's coming out game against that New England's defense. Mm-hmm. C.J. Spiller was still a league that he could have been the number one pick in fantasy drafts this year.
Yes.
For the fact, the stats wise, this is C.J. Spiller's coming out game against that New England's defense. The same New England defense that gave up 40 against the Giants. I think it was the Giants in the preseason. Will be starting. That was their starters. Their second, first string were start. I'm not going to say the Bills will win.
Yeah, you think they cover that?
I think they'll cover that.
They're playing at home, too. The big question mark for me, Addison, is the quarterback. You got E.J. Manuel, who's the rookie quarterback out of Florida State, and some dude named Jeff Toole, who's never even – I think he might have taken a snap before. Is he a rookie?
He's taking some snaps from Washington. He was Washington State quarterback. I saw their thing was Jeff Toole, who actually clicked on his workout video from Washington State. Mm-hmm. Kid's not bad. Kid's pretty athletic. He's got an arm, and he's not bad. Now is he NFL ready? I don't know. But I'll tell you what.
Rookies. Manuel or
Toole?
E.J.
Manuel's going to – think of E.J. Manuel as a Cam Newton. Cam's going to spread out defenses, and you know what it's going to do? It's going to be C.J. Day. That's what it's going to be. It's exactly what they're going to – he's going to spread the defense out, and they're going to run the ball like crazy.
Addison likes C.J. Spiller a lot in this matchup. I, too, think Buffalo keeps the number under the 10. I think New England will win in the end, but I've got under the total, 52, and also Buffalo covering the 10. Look for Brady to have a pretty solid Brady day. He's going to get his 300 yards, probably 2 touchdowns. Look for Danny Amendola to get one of those touchdowns and the tight end, Zach Sudfeld, to get the other. I like Buffalo plus the 10, and let's go under the total. Next up, my friend, we're going to Blitzburg, PA, where Tennessee plays on the road against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Ad Rock right now, Vegas at 42 total. And the number is Pittsburgh -7. We have a lot of fantasy points in this game, sir?
I don't know. I don't think so. Unless CJ 2K appears, I don't see a lot going on in this game. I mean, you got a lot of question marks at all positions with both these offenses. I think, honestly, and I know you're a Pittsburgh fan, I'm not demeaning this, I think this could be an ugly game for both. First game of the year, there are a lot of question marks. You got some big-name players, but again, I don't see a lot going on in this game. I would take under the total. That's my pick. I'll take under the total. Line covering, iffy.
All right at it. 7's a pretty tough number.
7's going to be tough one to cover. I don't think they'll cover.
If you could pick one offensive player fantasy-wise on Pittsburgh's to excel, you've got some wide receivers there in Antonio Brown, Emmanuel Sanders, or do you pick a running back, maybe like the Isaac Redmond, someone to have a good game?
I don't think there's any upside right now to the run backs of Pittsburgh. If anything, Heath Miller. With that offense, Heath Miller and maybe Emmanuel Sanders.
Heath Miller is hurt. He has a torn ACL from last year. He's not ready to play.
He's still not?
He's still not ready to play.
That was the only highlight they had. I got nothing.
Hank, get in here, Hank. Where are you? Hank. Addison, this is what I think about the Pittsburgh-Tennessee game.
Hey, hold up. It's the Pittsburgh Steelers. I don't care. I'm a Cincinnati Bengals fan. They could all be hurt for all I care.
I think, just like you said, it'll be close to the 7.
There'll be some ketchup on the sidelines. It doesn't matter. Whatever.
Where I differ from you is I think there will be a lot of points scored in this game. I think Ben Roethlisberger, with the trouble they're going to have in their backfield, I don't think he's going to trust the running backs to get the job done. I think it's the Ben Roethlisberger show on Sunday, 1 o'clock kick. Look for Ben Roethlisberger to throw 2 touchdowns. I see this game going over the total barely, maybe at 44 points.
Tomlin's not that smart. Tomlin's not smart. He'll try to ground and pound it because he's stubborn.
We differ here, my friend. Let's say Pittsburgh gets it done in a closer game than experts think, but it goes over the total.
We made playoffs last year.
Next up, this is an awesome game. Been waiting on this one for a long time. You've got Sean Payton coming back to the New Orleans Saints as they host the Atlanta Falcons. Big expectations for the New Orleans offense this year. Drew Brees throwing to Darren Sproles out of the backfield. You've got Mike Colston. You got Jimmy Graham. You got it. The list goes on and on. Hosting the Atlanta Falcons, Matt Ryan, Roddy White, and Julio Jones with Steven Jackson in the backfield. Right now, the total's 54 points in this game. New Orleans a 3-point favorite at New Orleans. Who you got?
You still have not worked on that. You've had all year to work on that. No, I can't believe that Vegas.
You can't believe that they're a 3-point favorite?
No, I cannot.
Really? They're at home. They play good in the Dome.
Well, so does Atlanta because they're playing a Dome.
That's true. That's why this could be just a shootout.
A shootout because you said it all. Tony Gonzalez. Julio Jones, Roddy White, Steven Jackson in the backfield.
Yeah. Sick.
Matty Ice.
Sick. Against Drew Brees, Darren Sproles. You got Mark Ingram in the backfield. We got Jimmy Graham, Marcus Colston. You got some other good Lance Moore. I mean, these teams are loaded offensively. I think the key will be what defense can slow the other down. I think this goes way over the total.
But, okay, if that being said, second worst defense last year in the league. Was?
New Orleans.
Exactly.
Yeah.
One of the best defenses in the league.
Was Atlanta. Okay.
That's why and they're playing, but I don't think it's 3 points. I think Atlanta wins by, I think it should be a 6-point swing.
Give me the highest fantasy football outputter in this game. Who's going to score the most fantasy points? Both teams. Not counting quarterbacks because, they're going to.
I want to say Julio. I think the New Orleans DBs are suspect. I think Julio or Roddy has a huge day.
We'll give you Julio. I'm going to take Jimmy Graham in this, the biggest output fantasy producer this week. But it should be a great game. That's 1 o'clock Sunday in New Orleans. Next up, brother, Tampa Bay travels to the NYJETS Jets.
I'm sorry.
That they do. Geno Smith probable for this game as the starter, as we mentioned before. Right now, Tampa Bay coming in as a 3-point favorite on the road, traveling to the Jets, and they're favored by 3. The totals moved down from 41. It's all the way down to 39.5, Addison. Do you see anything happening out of the Jets this year?
Can we talk about this game? Let's move on.
Give me a favorite. Give me the winner at least.
You know what? I'm with this on one Jets. I'll say the Jets. Why not?
You got the Jets?
Yeah, I'm going to pick them. Yeah.
I'm going against you like I do so well. I'm going against you there, Ad-Rock. I'm going Tampa Bay minus the 3. I think Dougie Fresh, that's the muscle hamster himself, Doug Martin, runs roughshod on this Jets defense. They probably won't be able to keep them off the field because their offense stinks so much. It'll be 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out. Doug Martin will wear this New York Jets defense off the field. Let's go Tampa Bay. I think they win by 10. I'm also going under the total. I can see maybe a 24-10 win by the Buccaneers, and Doug Martin has a field day. Next up, maybe another snoozer last year, but this year, Kansas City on the rise, traveling to Jacksonville, Addison. Kansas City coming in on the road as a 3-point favorite as well. At Jacksonville, Jaguar quarterback Blaine Gabbert probable to start. Does Jacksonville have what it takes to challenge these Kansas City Chiefs?
This is going to be the game of the upswings. I think both programs are on the upside. You got new head coach in Kansas City, new quarterback. I think there's a lot going on the positive side. You've got some age going on, some experience being learned in Jacksonville. You know, this is going to toss up. What'd you say, 3?
3. Kansas City's favored on the road by 3.
I think it's
total
a pick 'em.
41.
I think it's a pick 'em.
Yeah, I could see that. I think Kansas City probably gets it done. Jacksonville, they're going to give the ball to MJD a bunch. But what worries me is that Blaine Gabbert.
Well, Blaine Gabbert last year, Cecil Shorts came around. You got Justin Blackman, who's been kind of a flop, but he's still an athletic specimen. But Cecil Shorts was one of the leading receivers in the last part of the season last year.
Would you take Dwayne Bowe for Kansas City or Cecil Shorts' fantasy production in this game?
Oh, Dwayne Bowe. He picks up so much garbage. He picks up so much garbage. Had him in 2 of my lineups. It's garbage time, but he gets it. I'd say Dwayne Bowe.
Yeah, I was going to let this one slide, but Justin Blackman is suspended for the first 3 games for substance abuse.
Dude, I don't know his party habits, dude. You got the laptop in front of you. I got some printouts over here. Come on.
But anyway,
What did he do? Does it say?
Maybe.
Booger sugar?
Who knows, brother? You might know better than me. I'm not quite sure, friend.
Lord have mercy.
But anyway, I like under the total in this game. Kansas City gets it done. I like what you said, though. It's going to be closer than many of the experts think. One quick thing. MJD or Jamal Charles, who produces most fantasy?
Jamal Charles.
I think MJD might get him because that's the only offensive weapon they really have in Jacksonville. I'm just talking about in this game.
Oh, okay. Wait, what about PPR league? You say it's still in the PPR? Would you change your mind?
It might. I might vary. Okay. It might vary because I think Jamal Charles will catch more balls.
Yeah, exactly.
MJD will out of the backfield this game. But anyway, Kansas City, Jacksonville. Last year it was a snoozer. This year, both teams on the up and up a little bit. Should be a little bit better. Next up, brother, your team, Cincinnati Bengals, travel to Chicago, the Windy City. Everybody's healthy for both teams here, Addison. Nobody of any that's good are on the injury report. Who do you think here with Chicago as a 3-point favorite?
Which I am insulted by.
Listen to this.
Whoever got this line from, they would go out there and burn their casino down.
Go talk to the cats out there in the desert.
Burn it down.
They set it at 3.5, been bet down to 3, which is essentially.
How can you have a 2-time playoff team? Come on, really?
The total opened at 46. It's down to 41.
Oh, take that up.
Holy cow, that's a huge swing. Unbelievable.
Going over total, Cincinnati to cover, over total.
Yeah, let's say AJ Green, big day against this Chicago secondary.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a good dose of the law firm set up by my boy Bernard, the Italian nightmare, Gianardo, whatever.
Giovanni Bernard.
Yeah, whatever his name is.
Bernard,
he's the rookie. He's not going to be relevant until week 2 or 3. The law firm's going to come in and just pound the ball. We're going to see the coming of the Red Rocket this game. He is going to light up.
So you like the over?
Oh, yeah, totally. 41? Yeah, he's going to over and plus the Cincinnati cover. Easy.
Wow. Okay, you heard it here. I'm going opposite, like I always do.
Dude, you don't want Chad. Look at me now. Look at me. You don't want to go. You don't want to do that. Yeah, you're doing this just because it's Bengals. Tell me you're doing it because it's Bengals.
No, I really think at home Chicago. I like Cincinnati.
Well, you know what?
But I think Chicago.
You know what?
Gets it done at home.
You're dumb. That's all I get. You're dumb.
Ask the 10,000 fantasy fanatics that listen to me every Tuesday, Addison.
You're dumb.
Ask those guys who's dumb. All right, check this out. I'm going under the total, and this is why. I think that you did say it right. Ben Jarvis Green Ellis will get a lot of carries. I think they'll slam him into that defensive line of Chicago, and in the end, it should be right around 40 points. I think Chicago pulls this one out in a squeaker. Sneaky pick here, fantasy lovers. Look for Martellus Bennett. He moved over from the Giants. Now he's a Bear. Jay Cutler's liked him in preseason. Look for him to maybe catch a touchdown here in the Cincinnati-Chicago matchup. Let's roll on.
You're done.
Next up, 1 o'clock game. We've got Miami, the Fish of Miami, traveling to the Cleveland Browns. Cleveland on the uptick here, buddy. People like them this year.
They're riding the Trent Richardson train right now.
That they are. Line open as Miami was a 1-point favorite on the road. Now it's switched all the way. Cleveland favored at home by 1. Totals 41. Addison, tell me about any fantasy standouts here.
This game really is kind of intriguing. I can't believe I actually used this word about Cleveland, Miami. But you got the last couple of weeks. You don't hear about Trent Richardson much. Who you been hearing about? Whedon.
Whedon.
You got Josh Gordon. You got Greg Lutton. You got some receivers out there. Whedon. You got to remember, Whedon is 28, 29 years old. He was the oldest rookie in the league last year. So he's not intimidated. The age-wise, he's not intimidated. He's up to speed. He's got a hell of an arm. I really think that Cleveland could cause some havoc in the AFC North. But in this game, I'm going to go with Cleveland. I really am.
Hey, man, I hate to do it, but I agree with you. Cleveland at home, Miami, Ryan Tannehill, second-year quarterback, still kind of untested.
Hot wife, though. Hot wife.
Gorgeous wife. Now, this is my sneaky fantasy picks for both teams. Miami's defense, very improved. Cleveland's defense, very improved. You could start either of these defenses as your starting defense fantasy-wise this year and be perfectly happy. I think Cleveland sneaks a 3-point game, a field goal at the clock to beat the Miami Dolphins. Also, I'm going under this total. Let's look for a score about 20-17.
You got a little excited about Cleveland and Miami.
I like them a little bit this year.
Okay,
I got Trent Richardson in one of my teams.
That was a little excitement for Cleveland.
Dude, I'm bringing a lot of energy today, Ed. I'm bringing a lot of energy. All right, next up, hey, Panther fans. Wow. You do the best Panther voice. Do that one more time. Oh, God. It just got horrendous. Seattle traveling to your Carolina Panthers in the Queen City of beautiful Charlotte, North Carolina. Addison, I went to this game last year. Do you remember Russell Wilson? It's toward the end of the season. He brought the Seattle Seahawks into town. Carolina was dominating the game, and then Seattle comes back at the end to win. Right now, Vegas got the number set at Seattle's a 3-point favorite on the road in Carolina. The total's 45. Can Carolina revenge its loss from last year?
Yes, I think they can. But to do this, their offense has to be clicking on all cylinders against that defense, which I think could be the number 1, number 2 defense in the league this year. Look, Cam Newton can lead this team. They're going to be out without John Stewart. Look, D'Angelo can take the load. He is a great running back. You got Steve Smith, Brandon LaFell's, Greg Olsen. He's got the weapons on top of Cam's legs. Yes, they can. If they run, if Rivera could get the package right, Panthers fans, this would be the biggest. This could catapult y'all through the season. This would be a huge win for the Panthers.
Just like you said, D'Angelo, think about it. He's been splitting carries for the last 3 years. His legs are fresh.
He's a solid back. He's a solid back.
I like D'Angelo a lot. I've always liked him. And what I'm saying, he hasn't got much wear and tear in his body because
he got his digits. You still got any family connections? Nothing.
Not anymore.
Okay.
He's a cool dude. All right. But Seattle comes into town. This is my upset special of the week, Addison. Everybody flying high in Seattle this year. I think Carolina gets the job done in Queen City
45?
Sunday at 1 o'clock. 45 what?
You say what? No.
Total's 45.
Yeah, what do you think? Over, under?
I'm thinking under the total.
Under?
I'm going under the total. Pick this one. Quarterback. Who would you rather have fantasy matchup here? Russell Wilson or Cam Newton in this matchup?
Cam Newton.
I like Cam Newton in this matchup.
But I like Russell. I like Russell Wilson because again, I was an athlete, Chad, and you. I wish I had somebody. Sure? I wonder. I wish I could bounce this off. Somebody. I wish I could just have looked at somebody across the table and talked to about this. Russell Wilson throws one of the prettiest balls in the NFL, and it's awesome to watch him play. Yeah. Cam Newton's fun to watch. He makes a lot of plays. Russell Wilson's a more sound, fundamental quarterback, but he adds that little twist to it. I still go with Cam Newton, though. I can't believe I gave the Wisconsin quarterback
It's the NC State.
No.
Russell Wilson.
It's a Wisconsin quarterback.
It'll be a good homecoming for Russell Wilson as he comes back to his hometown of, North Carolina, where he went to school and he graduated from NC State. He did, as a matter of fact. But we like the Carolina Panthers in this game, and I'm going under the total. Ad-Rock, we're going to fly through these next few. 1 o'clock kick. Minnesota at Detroit. Detroit's offense revamped, got Reggie Bush in the backfield. Detroit's defense, they're supposed to be one of the top 10 defenses. Can AP run through that defensive line this game at 1 o'clock?
It'll be a hot knife through butter.
Whoa, you like him, huh?
Yeah, I don't care if you put 8 in the box. He's going to be a hot knife through butter. Detroit or Minnesota's packed their offensive line. I think, believe it or not, Christian Ponder is going to make some passes. And and again, we got to remember one thing. Minnesota was a playoff team. Let me say it. Well, Minnesota was a playoff team. And I was like, did they make? Yes, they did. But
they did. Does it change your mind any that AP lost his fullback, substance abuse, for 3 to 4 weeks? So his first game.
Well, I saw the stats. I saw the stats. But look, I mean, you get a good blocker, you get a good blocker. And I think AP's enough an athlete that I don't think that's going to make much of a difference.
All right, tell me this. When it comes to the Minnesota side of the ball, besides AP, they've got Kyle Rudolph. To be quite honest, they got Sidney Rice. They got Greg Jennings. Those 3 receivers, who's the leading fantasy point provider or producer out of those
Rudolph.
3?
I think Kyle Rudolph.
Okay, I like Kyle Rudolph too. I can see Kyle Rudolph maybe a sneaky touchdown. He's a sneaky fantasy football play in this game.
It's 70, 80 yards a touch.
Yeah, that'd be a nice game for Kyle Rudolph.
Yeah.
On the other side, you got Detroit Lions with Reggie Bush in the backfield, Calvin Johnson, Ryan Broyles.
Reggie Bush could have a big game.
I really like Detroit this year. I've got Matt Stafford in 2 of my leagues. I'm really rooting for him now.
I picked him up in one of my leagues. I'm excited about Matt Stafford on my team. I really am.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a very nice year for Detroit. Right now, Vegas got the number.
He went to Georgia. See, that's how you do the draw, Chad. Georgia.
What do you think about Georgia versus Clemson? Did you see that game, Georgia versus Clemson this weekend?
Almighty.
What a game that
Dog
was.
fan. Sorry, man.
Yeah,
That's just
tough start. Then now they got to play South Carolina next weekend.
I mean, it don't get easier. Yeah,
Detroit opened at a 5-point favorite, over under 47. I like Detroit all day to cover this number. I think it's going to be a tough sledding for Minnesota this year and tough sledding for AP, to be quite honest. I'm also going to lean under the total here because Detroit's defense is much, much better than last year. You heard it here first. Detroit minus the 5, under the 47. Next up, brother, Indianapolis, everybody's favorite to go back to the playoffs this year. Andrew Luck, they're saying he's the next coming of John Elway, playing host to the lowly Oakland Raiders with Terrell Pryor as the starting quarterback announced today. Addison, do we need to talk about this game?
I prefer not to.
Indianapolis, a 10-point favorite, over under 47.
Indianapolis.
All day, right? No questions.
Just ring the bell. Move on.
I like Indy, too. We're just going to throw a couple little fantasy tidbits out here. For Oakland, don't take anybody. Addison likes Denarius Moore. On the other side, Indianapolis Colts, I like Andrew Luck in this game. I could see 2 touchdowns. I like the T.Y. Hilton a lot on the outside. Reggie Wayne, maybe a touchdown. But anyway, Andrew Luck, great game. Let's take Indianapolis minus the 10, and let's go over the 47. Next up, Bo, here we go. We're going to hit our 4 o'clock games. We only have 2 4 o'clock games.
But did you just call me Bo?
I think I did, Bo. Yeah. Arizona, St. Louis, that first 4 o'clock game.
Redneck. I love it.
4:25 kick. Arizona coming into St. Louis. St. Louis with high expectations. Arizona with a new quarterback, Carson Palmer. They're looking for better things this year. Right now, the guys in the desert got the number set. St. Louis minus 4.5, over under 41. Should be a good game.
I'm taking over total, and you know what? I like this because I like what St. Louis. Dude, I just really got excited about talking about this game.
Whoa, you really did.
Like,
yikes.
Look, you got Sam Bradford. They're bringing some new weapons.
Over there.
And look, the running game in St. Louis, I think Isaiah Pede and what's my boy, Darrell Richardson. I think Darrell Richardson's going to have a great year. Dude, the boy's got some jets. I think Isaiah Pede, he's had some fumbleitis in preseason. So I think it's not going to be running by committee. I think Darrell Richardson's going to get the primary carries.
I'm not going to interrupt you, but fantasy fans, Isaiah Pede is suspended for the first game, so it's all Darrell Richardson all day long.
Even before that, I think he fumbled twice in the preseason.
He did.
So I think Darrell Richardson's going to be the man for at least for the first half of the season. So I think there's going to be some big fantasy points with.
What quarterback would you rather have in this fantasy contest here? Would it be Sam Bradford or Carson Palmer?
I'm going to say Sam Bradford because Carson Palmer, being a Cincinnati Bengals fan, one, and watching them over the last couple of years and last year in Oakland. The boy couldn't hit the broadside of a barn. Mm-hmm. He can throw the ball, but he can't hit a target. He has some of the worst overthrows, misreads out of anybody I've ever seen. He has a great arm. He really couldn't hit the broadside of a barn.
Yeah. You think Fitzgerald's year has got to improve, though, with Carson
He
throwing
got to.
him, right?
Maybe he'll run underneath some of those passes that he just airs out. I don't know, but
Well, that's the thing going for Carson Palmer. He's got Larry Fitzgerald on his side now, and that dude, if the ball is just anywhere in the vicinity, Fitzgerald is coming down.
have you seen the sports?
I saw it.
He catch a ball within like
Sick.
like an 18-foot radius. It's something retarded.
Dude, it's crazy. The total, as I mentioned, is 41. St. Louis it's opened at 6. It's bet down to 4.5. I love this game, too. I think St. Louis proves a point in the NFC West. They're going to win this game outright. Could see them winning by 10.
Over,
you go over. I'm saying it goes right at 40, so I got it right at the number 40 and a half. So I'm going to lean under. But, man, I love St. Louis this year, not only because I picked Sam Bradford as my quarterback at one of my fantasy teams, but their offense, they're playing a spread. They got Darryl Richards in the backfield, as you mentioned. You got Tavon Austin. You got Chris Givens on the other side. They're tight end.
Chris
Jared
Givens and Tavon Austin, those two players.
Yes.
Could have huge. They could have all-pro year.
Absolutely.
One of those two could have all-pro year.
They could be kind of like the Wes
Exactly.
a bunch of catches and
Exactly.
good yardage. Maybe not that many touchdowns, but a lot of catches. And plus, Jared Cook is a tight end. St. Louis is one of my sleeper teams of the year. Keep your eye on them. Let's go St. Louis minus the 4.5, and I'm going to go under the total 41. Addison, the game everybody's waiting on. 4:25 kick Sunday afternoon. The only other game in town. Green Bay goes to San Francisco, baby. These teams have matched up so many times within the last decade, and they've always been fantastic games, just instant classics. Right now, Vegas got the number set at 48.5, with San Francisco favored by 4.5. Everybody looks healthy for both teams. You got Eddie Lacy in the backfield for Green Bay. You got Frank Gore in the backfield for San Francisco. And you got two high-drafted quarterbacks. Ad-Rock, give me some insight here. Who do we take?
Yeah, I'm liking Green Bay. I love Green Bay. Look, I'm big on Eddie Lacy. I think he could have a huge year. Aaron Rodgers, enough said with that. San Francisco, I think Frank Gore is a great downhill runner, and it's a good runner in general, but I just don't think they can match up with the Green Bay right now. I think Green Bay's defense will harass Kaepernick, rattle him a little bit, and I think Green Bay's going to go big.
Yeah, this game is tough for me to call, too. I'm kind of like you. I think Kaepernick's a little bit overrated. He's got some weapons that are hurt. Really, the only people to throw to, you've got the Vernon Davis tight end and Anquan Bolden. The rest of his whole team, offensive weapons, it seems like they're kind of banged up besides Frank Gore in the backfield. Green Bay's offense ready to explode. Randall Cobb, Jordy Nelson finally healthy. James Jones ready to go.
Randall
Eddie
Cobb,
Lacy in the backfield.
all-pro year.
Love him this year.
Yep.
Been going in third round in most drafts. Dude, he'd probably be maybe not top 5 receiver, but top 7. I love him this year. The reason I'm not going with you for Green Bay and I'm going to lean to San Francisco, because they're playing at home. I think they play so great at home. This game will be fantastic. The over-under is 48.5. Let's see a shootout in this game. What do you think?
Let's do it.
Let's see a shootout. Let's go over the total. I'm leaning San Fran. Ad-Rock's leaning Green Bay. The next 3 games, we got the Sunday night kick at 8:30. The Giants travel to Big D, Dallas, where Tony Romo tries to get his team back into the playoffs for the first time in many, many moons. Victor Cruz, as we mentioned, is probable. Miles Austin, always working with hamstring issues, says he's 100%. Addison, right now, Dallas is a 3-point favorite at home. The total is 48.5.
Don't see it. I think I like the Cowboys, but I think the running game's going to let them down. Mm-hmm. You got I think the star that's going to come out of this game is going to be Joseph Randle.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's the backup.
He's the backup.
LSU, yeah.
Yeah, he's the backup. And now, he's number 2 right now, Dallas, but I think I'm sorry. I think they're going to see.
He takes DeMarco Murray's job.
I think DeMarco Murray is so suspect.
Wow.
I think you'll see some Joseph Randle. Joseph Randle's run hard in the preseason, and I think they've seen that. And he was one of the leading rushers in the preseason. I know they're trying to save DeMarco Murray, but also I think they want to see what this kid's got. You know what? He's got it. I know DeMarco Murray may start, but I think DeMarco Murray has had a shot in Dallas.
Yeah.
In the last 2 years. So I think, look, you're going to have your big stars. You're going to have Hines Ward. You're going to have, Des Bryant. They're going to have big games. But I think, as always, New York's going to come with too many weapons.
Who's Hines Ward? I know who Hines Ward is, but he doesn't play on either of these.
No, I didn't
teams.
say Hines. What did I say? I didn't say
Hines Ward. But that's all right, dude.
I didn't say Hines Ward.
It's your first day back.
I said Des Bryant. I said Des Bryant.
You said Hines Ward and Des Bryant.
Did I say Hines Ward?
It's all right, man. You were thinking
Miles Austin. Sorry. I'm thinking
Miles Austin. It's very similar names.
A light-skinned brother.
Very similar names. Oh, Ad-Rock, you getting back into the flow, so no worries. I'm with you, man. I like Dallas a lot in this game.
Come on, light-skinned brother. Miles Austin, Hines Ward. Like Sanders. See, right? Right? You pick it up and put
you got
down?
it, buddy. Whatever you want to spit out there. We got Dallas minus the 3. I kind of like them too. The DeMarco Murray thing makes a little sense to me. The dude cannot stay healthy.
No,
if he does get, because he always gets banged up, and it seems like early in the year.
One fumble, okay. No yards. Watch, you'll start seeing Judge Randall.
I could see it. All the cats that drafted DeMarco Murray in my leagues, they always got him around 2 or 3. I hollered at him saying, "Hey man, that is way too early. This dude is an injury waiting to happen, and maybe you'll be right. We'll see it on Sunday at 8:30. The total right now 48.5. I think this is a shootout. Romo and Eli Manning with huge games. Des Bryant catches 2 touchdowns. I got Victor Cruz with 1, Hakeem Nicks with 1. This will be a great game Sunday night. Stay up till 12 o'clock because it will be a doozy.
Let me throw this out for you. Judge Randall in preseason averaged 4 yards a carry. Lower 4 yards per carry for Dallas that has had no run game.
Addison will go pick Joseph Randall up on the waiver wire as soon as the show is over. It's a guaranteed. That's right. All right, bro. This is fun. Monday, we've got not one game. We've got 2 games. 2 games, baby.
God,
the first, and y'all definitely take note of this. Monday night, the first game starts at 7. So if you've got to make any changes to your lineup, you can't wait till 8:30 when the games normally happen on Monday night. It starts at 7. The first game, Philadelphia travels to our nation's capital, Washington, D.C. We already told you early, RG3 starting quarterback on the opposite side, Michael Vick. Michael Vick versus RG3 in a Monday night tilt at 7:10. Exactly. Old versus new. Right now, my friend, the number 3.5, Washington is favored. Total is 51. Woo! I can't wait for this one. What do you think?
Under total.
Under the total?
Under total, I think Skin's going to cover. Over total, and I'll take the 3.
You like yeah. They're giving the 3. So you they're giving the 3. So you like the Skins and you like under or over?
Over.
You like over. I'm going under and I'm liking the Eagles, and I'll tell you why. All right. You got
Whoa, really?
Yeah, because I'm thinking RG3, he has not taken a snap since last year's ACL. He's starting. He's going to be rusty. To get in game shape, he hasn't taken a snap, man. So
we're talking one of the best physical. It doesn't matter.
No doubt. Game speed.
Magic.
Game speed.
Magic.
So that's why I don't really believe in magic.
Alakazam.
Right? I don't believe in all that. So I believe in you got to get in there, game speed, take a snap against these guys that are flying at you 60 miles an hour. Take this hit, see if you can get up. He hadn't done it yet. That's why I lean to Philadelphia. It's going to be a great game regardless. I'm thinking under the total. Washington's defense is surprisingly good. Philadelphia Eagles will contain RG3. Good game out of Alfred Morris. I think it's a good game out of Alfred Morris and a good game from LaShawn McCoy. Look for Deshaun Jackson for Philadelphia to maybe pull in a touchdown and 80 yards. And I love Pierre Wee Garçon this year. I mean, if he's healthy, he's got fantastic skill set.
Exactly.
You know? I mean, he's hard to stop. But I'm lean under 51. That just seems a little bit too much. And I'm going to go Philadelphia plus the 3.5. All right, buddy. Last game on the schedule. It kicks at 10:20. So, guys and gals, if you like to have a couple cocktails and everything,
you're still awake,
it's 7:10 the first game. The next one kicks at 10:20. You could really keep this party going right here at Addison.
Are we gonna be at your house?
We're probably gonna be somewhere in my neighborhood. Okay. So come on by. We'll start at 7:10. At 10:20, might have to ask you to leave depending on how much tequila is flowing. But if we're still up and ready to go, Houston at San Diego. Wow, go for it.
Houston. I think Matt Schaub is. Matt Schaub, you got Andre Johnson, and we're gonna see how the running game of Houston is, which has been, it's gonna be Ben Tate. Who's it gonna be? Who do you think?
My thought is, I drafted Arian Foster, so I want
to be Arian Foster, but everybody's been saying, "Oh, Arian Foster, his ADP drops so fast, like a rock," and then there's got to be a reason. And I'm sitting there going, "Man, I've been looking, trying to get some inside info, and off."
I got him in the number 11 spot. I was very, very pleased. But, I'm also worried at the same time. He hasn't taken a snap in preseason. He's a little bit older. He's got a lot of wear and tear on those legs the last 3 years. However, it's his job to lose. Ben Tate will be there in case something happens to Foster, but it's Foster's job to lose. Yep. As long as he can stay healthy, I think he's going to get the majority of the carries. I like Houston as well. They get it done in San Diego. I think this game goes over the total, too. I like Matt Schaub this year. I think Matt Schaub is a sneaky fantasy quarterback, too. If you don't have a good quarterback and get Schaub, you got that DeAndre Hopkins and Andre Johnson. Got Owen Daniels as your tight end. I like this offense, the way it's stacking up. San Diego, not much going on there. Malcolm Floyd on the outside. You got Vincent Brown as the other wide receiver. Ryan Matthews, it's time to put up
Or shut up.
Shut up.
That's right.
There's no more time for screwing around. It's either you get it done now or it's done.
All right, first start season. All right, side bet.
Side bet, go.
What game does Ryan Matthews get hurt?
This is what I think about Matthews this year, and I cannot believe I'm actually saying this. I think he makes it through the whole year.
You are God, why do you pull for these people? Wow, your base back against the wall, blah, blah. Dude, come on. Go with Seth.
I think this is his year. I think this
Chad,
is his year
let's
to
have
shine.
some professionals. Put your phone on vibrate. Come on. Let's have some professionalism here.
Who is that? Oh, that's Paige calling me. Your wife texting and calling me again.
Wow.
Good gracious. Stop it,
Wow.
girl. Stop it. Wait till after the show.
Lord.
Anyway, the Ryan Matthews thing, I know you hate him. I can't stand him either, but I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt.
Dude, why are you you always do this? It doesn't matter. Who'd you do it with last year? Who'd you do it with last year?
Who was my guy last year?
He's back against the wall. He's going to overcome. Oh, dude, what are you, Marley?
I'm like a sense. I'm all heart, brother. I'm all heart.
You're all pansy. That's what you
I
are.
can't control that about myself. Addison, Fantasy 45, the fastest 45 seconds. She's a wrap. What we're going to do right now is take a quick break to thank our sponsor.
Pansy.
Hi, I'm 2012 Greater Hickory Kia Classic champion Fred Funk. Please join us for the 11th annual Greater Hickory Kia Classic at Rock Barn, October 14th through the 20th. Watch me defend my title against a fantastic field of Champion Store players. Weekly grounds badges are just $50. Individual tickets are $20 per day. Get your tickets today at the GreaterHickoryKiaClassic.com.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have something new, and I want to do this because every week, or I've been off the last 2 weeks, but I sit across from a person like Chad, and I realize that not everybody gets their name called gets their name in the newspaper, gets their name called on the radio or the TV set, whatever it may be. So what I did is these are guys that don't get chances a lot, and I want to give out awards, the first ever preseason awards on the Fantasy Formula. Now these awards are going to go to the leading passer, rusher, and receiver for the preseason, because I'm going to name these guys off, and you're going to be like, who? All right. My first award goes to the leading passer for this preseason. Ladies and gentlemen, drum roll, please. Pat Devlin. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I said it correct. The leading passer for the preseason was Pat Devlin.
Who?
Quarterback. Yeah, exactly. Who? Quarterback for Miami Dolphins. 504 yards, 3 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Pat Devlin, the leading passer for the preseason, ladies and gentlemen.
Never hear his name again.
Never hear his name at all. If you do,
way to go, Pat.
the system is going to awry. Next award, the all-time or the leading rusher for the 2013 preseason is. Thank you, Chad. I was waiting for that. Thank you, Curry Robinson.
Who?
Running back for the New Orleans Saints. 228 yards, no touchdowns. I guess they didn't like him on the goal line too much. This house is a waste. All right, come on. All right, the last and finally least, receiver. The leading receiver for the 2013 preseason is. Thank you, Chad. A little slow there, buddy.
Yeah.
Is Stephen Williams. Who? Receiver for the
This sounds like half of your fantasy football team right there, Addison. You got all 3 of those players on your team. What you talking about, Willis?
Seattle Seahawks, Stephen Williams, 236 yards, 3 touchdowns. Stephen Williams. Ladies and gentlemen, Elvis has left the building.
And that wraps up Addison's preseason special of the year. Good job, Addison. Good job. All right, we're going to wrap up this show real quick, Addison. But before we do, let's tell the audience how to reach us. You can reach us at our website, www.themesh.tv. Check out all the great programming that we've got on here. We've got shows about Hickory News. We've got shows about movies. We got shows about
Carolina football or
bands.
Carolina sports.
Yeah, it's just fantastic.
Carolina Tar Heels.
Don't watch that. Listen to that show. That show stinks. But anyway, besides that one, every other show is really, really good. You also can reach us on the voicemail line, 828-619-0048. Leave any comments you might have regarding this show or any other show.
And it's the unofficial Cincinnati Bengals hotline. So if you want to call in It's not a secret, so don't tell anybody.
That's why we've gotten 0 calls on that line, right?
I know that, man. Let the secret out the bag.
Check us out. Email. Hit us up at info@themesh.tv, or you can also find us on Facebook or Twitter, or as we mentioned before, come check us out on iTunes, holding down the #1 spot, Fantasy Football Podcast. Now, Addison, we're on Instagram. And guess what? We're also on Twitter. I think we're on Twitter as well.
Wait.
Tweet us.
Wait.
Tweet
so
us.
do we have a Twitter account? Hold up. Where's our producer? Can we tweet during the?
You heard it here, Addison. We are tweeting now.
Like, follow us and you can listen. Yes, y'all have to do that. That is fantastic.
Check us out. We have a lot of ways to reach us. A very exciting program we got going on here on a great network, The Mesh. Can't be happier.
Love it. Absolutely
Can't be
fantastic.
happier. So, Addison, before we wrap up today, let's go reach into the fantasy football fun bag, is what we call it. It's the bag of all our email, and I'm going to hit you with the first one. This thing's loaded. We got hit with a bunch of emails this week.
Chad, when you have over 10,000 downloads,
true, good point.
People want to know what's going on. We have people in Nigeria, Siberia. I got nothing.
Give me one that rhymes. I need one more rhyme.
Siberia.
I need one more rhyme with that.
Oh, I got nothing.
Good try.
Okay, sorry about that.
I'm going to hit you with the first one. This comes from. This is a fantasy fanatic. He's called into the show a couple times. His name is Michael. He is from Hickory. He asked, should I be worried about starting RG3 in the season opener against Philly week 1? Should he be worried? Addison.
No, I don't think so. I think, look, I'm hype on RG3. You know what? I don't know why I am. I think he may be a little rusty with some passes, maybe on timing, but his sheer athleticism will get him through. And I think he'll be fine stat-wise. Look, you're still going to get 70. Would you start a running back if you knew he was going to get you 60, 70 yards rushing and a touchdown? Would you start it?
I would.
Okay, why don't you start RG3? Because you know what he's going to get you? 60, 70 yards rushing and a touchdown.
And some passing.
And some passing. So, yeah, I think you're fine. Okay. You're good.
Thanks, Michael, for the call or the email. Next up, here's a question from Stu and Shelby. What is the best point in the preseason to hold a fantasy draft? I say wait until after the last preseason game, but every year my league wants to draft at the start of the season. That leaves owners open to the Andre Brown effect. That's the dude that broke his leg, because if you draft him early, blah, 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 or if you wait till the last. Well, that's a great question, Stu. Stu, let me answer it this. My drafts, we've got several of them that we travel out of town on one. We've got live drafts that are held at certain events or certain spots in my others. Sometimes you just have to do what your schedule will allow. I don't think there's a right or wrong answer to this. If your buddies want to go to Hooters and they can't go until weekend 3 of August because their kid's birthday party is week 2, well, you got to work around the schedules of the team owners. So whatever the weekend that fits everybody's schedule the best, that's what you got to do, and sometimes you might have to skip out on Hooters and just do it at your house.
You are a pansy. Look here, Stu. You need to handle your business. And your boys in your league need to handle the business. Get the women in line, handle your business. The kids' birthday, take them to Hooters. They got birthday cakes. Look, if they're boys, they're going to love it. You know what? Take the kids to Hooters. It will be an educational experience, if anything. So you know what? Get them in line, get them on board, or get them out of the league.
You heard it here, Stu. Addison, I'm coming at you with this one. This one fits right into what you were talking about. Addison, this guy, his name is Chance from Fort Walton Beach, Florida.
Sorry, starting off bad with me, Chance.
What are your thoughts on inviting wives to join in the fantasy football fun? On one hand, listen, hang on, let me finish the question. On one hand, it's our wives. On the other hand, if they are more interested in football, maybe they are more inclined to let me spend all day Sunday watching football. You see what Chance is going for here? Addison, what do you think about inviting wives to your fantasy leagues? What are you doing?
I'm banging my head on the microphone, Chance. Are you kidding me? No. Look, I don't know about y'all. I watch football to get away. Granted, if you love your wife, that's fine. But you have your whole life activities to be interested. You need something to get away from. That microphone really hurt my head. That really hurt.
You got a big spot on your
Chance, dude. Gross that, dude. I'm sorry. Don't. No. Sorry, I don't see it.
I'm keeping my mouth shut on this one, Chance.
My wife hates football.
We'll let Addison take the heat on this.
I'm going to come home tonight. I'm going to tell her about what I did. She's going to look at me. I don't care. Change the diaper. You know what? So, I mean, this is the best of my life. Chance, if you love your wife and you want to go to Hooters with her together and watch, do your draft together, that's fine. And when she smacks you upside the head for you looking at the Hooters girl, then you're going like, damn, Addison was right. I shouldn't have got involved in fantasy football.
All right, Chance. Take your chance there with Addison's advice. All right, 2 more here. I'm going to take this one. Chad, what rookie will be the biggest impact fantasy player in 2013? I got one for you. I've drafted him in every league. He's not everybody's number 1 rookie, but he's my number 1 rookie. He's Tavon Austin for the St. Louis Rams. I think this dude is electric. I can see him maybe, as we mentioned before, maybe 900 yards, maybe 100 to 200 yards rushing out of the backfield. I'm looking at him for 8 touchdowns. I love him this year. He's going between rounds 5 and 7. If you can grab him, grab him. Tavon Austin, my rookie of the year. Thanks so much, David from Atlanta. And Addison, this is the last one, and it's posed to you.
Who's it from? Who's it from?
It says, this is hilarious.
Don't know
this
who's
is
it from.
I'm telling you, your entire listening audience. This is from Planet Earth. So the entire listening audience wants to know, is the fantasy formula better with or without Addison Fox? This comes from Planet Earth. Sent this email, friend. Give me your answer, Ad.
First off, I want to say that I'm grateful for the opportunity to be talking to you through this microphone about football. And the second thing is, if you ever question my authority on this broadcast again, I will come through this microphone Earth. I promise you, I will come through there. Yes, it's better off. Come on, really? Did you laugh as much with Skank on last week's show with Hank? I'm sorry, Hank.
Wow, it's fighting words there.
Did you?
Did we what?
Did y'all interact like we did? No.
We
I didn't even listen to it.
Exactly. That shows how much you care about the show. Even when you had your singing, when you did the show solo,
I listened to it like 4 or 5 times. I put headphones on, fell asleep to it.
Yeah, I listened to it for about 15 minutes and I got sick, and then I was like, I can't listen to this shit anymore.
I tell you what my friends told me. You know, they said they're like, I said, listen to it. We're gonna show. I let them listen to it, and they're like, dude, is it just you talking for 35 minutes? Hell no.
Delete. Cancel download immediately.
So many of my friends are like, dude, you're right here. I don't want to listen to you anymore.
Well, Addison, that wraps up fantasy formula for this week. What is the date here? This is September. It's the third 2 days before the opening game of NFL football. I can't believe it's upon us. Wanted to say a quick thank you to our sponsor. It's the Greater Hickory Kia Classic.
Jimmy Corral, baby.
Jimmy Corral holding it down there. Fred Funk defending his title October 14th through 20th down at the beautiful Rock Barn Spa and Golf Facility. You can check out more information at GreaterHickoryKiaClassic.com. Addison, who you playing this week? Are you favored? Do you feel good about
playing your sibling.
Okay, my brother.
I'm playing little Jay East and Mr. Big Bad Lou Berry.
Yes.
The sea bags and seagulls, whatever his name is. I see W's in both leagues.
Predict 2 wins?
Predict 2 wins.
I'm looking at a 3-0 start too, Addison. I can't wait till we share with the audience how we did in week 1.
Yes, I can't wait.
Come check me out. We're going to get together Thursday night if you want to come over Sunday.
Let's have you and me side bet competition.
Okay.
You pick 2 leagues. I'm in 2 leagues. You're in 2 leagues. Best winning percentage.
At the end of the year?
End of the year.
That's a deal, partner. With that being said, you heard it here on the Fantasy Formula.
The white bikini during the whole taping.
Oh, God.
I don't know. I'm coming.
We'll come up with something good. That sounds good, though. Okay. But anyway, Fantasy Fanatics, thank you so much for all the downloads. As Addison,
will be fun too.
10,000 downloads. Let's keep the momentum going. So glad that you were here with us this weekend. Can't wait to talk to you next week. Until then.
Hooday, baby.
Peace.
You've been listening to The Mesh, an online media network of shows and programs ranging from business to arts, sports to entertainment, music to community. All programs are available on the website as well as through iTunes and YouTube. Check us out online at themesh.tv. Discover other network shows and give us feedback on what you just heard.